The summer of 1969 was a memorable one. I was 3 and we had spent the summer with my grandparents in Holland. While I do not remember the exact images on the TV from that day, I do remember the excitement and pride my father and the whole family felt when Neil Armstrong first set foot on the moon. Most TVs were still black and white, as was ours. But with a PhD in biochemistry and being a college professor, my father did not like watching TV except for the news. He much preferred books. I remember him reading to me and my sister almost every night. We went through all the children's classics of the time, including Charlotte's Web, Peter Pan, The Wind in the Willows, and many, many more. Despite being surrounded by science, I still preferred to dream. At the age of 5, I started building model airplanes, as many young boys did. I was fascinated by anything to do with air and space. I wanted to fly someday. My father saw my interest, and I remember him taking me to see many air shows. I remember all the planes the Blue Angels flew, from the F-4 Phantom to the A-4 Skyhawk to the F-18 Hornet, still in use today. Around the same time, I started having a recurring dream. Not just a few times, but the same dream almost every night for many years. I dreamt that I was running on the school playground. I would throw my arms out to either side, lift my feet, and I would fly. Not like Superman with one or both arms pointing forwards. That's ridiculous. My arms would be the wings to help me fly, my hands the ailerons, and my feet the rudder to help me turn left and right. Bending my legs at the knees would be the elevator to go up and down. I was a human airplane with all the control services necessary for flight. I really, really wanted to fly. Several years later, I believe I was 8 or 9, my parents were going through their divorce. I had spent the day with my father, and on the way home asked a question. "Where's City Hall?" I asked. "Why do you want to know where City Hall is?" he replied. "Do you have a project for school?" I said, "No, Papa, I just want to know where it is." "Well," he said, "if you don't tell me why you want to know, I won't tell you where it is." Knowing that my father was even more stubborn than I was, I caved. "I want to know where City Hall is because I want to change my name." Surprised, he said, "What? Don't you like the name Sean?" "I do like the name Sean, but I want to change my whole name," I replied. Even more surprised, he asked, "What do you want to change it to?" "I want to be Peter Pan," I said. Peter could fly like a plane with his arms out. He could play in the air and didn't have to land until he wanted to. Needless to say, I did not find out where City Hall was, and my name is still Sean. At age 15, I could not wait to get my driver's license. I got a part-time job, and no sooner had I gotten my license than I started taking flying lessons. I was the only pilot in high school. While I felt free, I did not feel like I was flying. I was just sitting in the plane. If sitting in a plane is flying, then why is sitting in a boat not called swimming? A couple years later, while stationed in San Francisco, I had the opportunity to go hang gliding. I thought this would be more like flying, as I would not be cooped up inside a machine and I'd be able to feel the wind in my face. It was more exhilarating than sitting in a plane, but I was not flying. I was hanging under a wing. After completing my service in the Army and starting college, I was determined to find what I was looking for. I wanted to fly without being inside something and without hanging below something. I had seen parachutists at the air shows and wondered if that was what I wanted. Not hanging under the parachute, but the time between leaving the plane and opening the parachute. I checked around and found that I would be able to make my first jump without being strapped to someone. I would be able to jump alone and experience freefall. I saved my money, took the 8-hour ground class, and made my first jump on April 21st, 1991. That was it! I'd found it! I might have been falling at 120 miles per hour, but since we all fall at the same speed relative to the others, I was flying. For 43 seconds, I felt like I was really flying. No plane, no kite, no nothing. I was moving through the air using just my body to turn left, right, go forwards and backwards. I could speed up and slow down, making it feel like I was moving up and down relative to the others. My arms, hands, and legs were the control surfaces. I understood why Peter Pan did not want to grow up. I understood why birds sing. Because they can fly. 23 years later, and more jumps than I can count, I have lived on the drop zone so I could wake up and be on the plane 5 minutes later, and I have been part of a nationally competitive skydiving team. Even my daughter has already flown with me in the wind tunnel. My father may have given me the tools to make my dream come true, but more than that, almost 50 years ago, he gave me the dream so that I could make it come true. He never came to watch me skydive, even though I had several hundred jumps by the time he passed away. Maybe someday, we'll be able to fly together. Thank you for giving me the dream of flight, Papa.